you in a while. So, if you ask my family, I planted entirely too many tomato plants this year. However, they're very pleased because not only have I made dozens of jars of tomato sauce, I am now into making salsa. What I've done is I've taken 3 of these half-sheet trays and I cut tomatoes in half, put them on the trays, and I put them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. It cooks the tomato just so that the skin gets loose, and I believe what it does is intensify the flavor of the tomato. So now I have taken the tomatoes, I have drained them very well, and then I've chopped them up. So those 3 trays of tomatoes have gone down to 1 tray. And then I put them in the pot. I usually don't work this far away from my pot, but... And to that, I am going to take 2 onions. They're about medium size. And I put them in my food processor. And I'm going to chop them up. And then all I'm going to do is each of these ingredients I'm going to just add to the pot. So I'm going to do that with my onions, with about 5 or 6 pieces of garlic, cloves of garlic. And chop it up. I like it chopped fairly fine. I don't like big chunks of onion in the salsa. Now, as you should well know, when I cook, I make things that I like, or do it the way I like it, not the way it's traditionally done. So I am making rather fine pieces of onion and garlic, and I'll just continue to chop them up until they're done. I'll show you what they look like when I'm finished with them. So here's the onion. And I'll take out the big chunks as I scoop it in, but here's the onion. And
almost like a paste.
It is almost like a paste, and I like it like that because it just adds a lot of flavor to it. So I put the onion in there. Now I take 2 green peppers, 2 green bell peppers, and I have taken the seeds out of them and the membrane out, and I'm just going to put them into the food processor also. And I'm also taking 1 jalapeno pepper and putting that in also. This doesn't take long or take much to cook. It just takes a lot of processing. The tomatoes take a long time. Now the peppers I like to leave a little bit chunkier. That pepper is hot. Thank you, Steve.
Oh, you got these from Steve?
The jalapeno pepper I did, yeah. Our neighbor.
Did you just cut the top off the red pepper, the jalapeno?
Yeah, I left
So you left the seeds in.
And the membrane in on that, because that makes it a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
Let me leave that in. But we're not making this real hot, because not everybody likes a really spicy. I mean, if you want it spicier, you could add a lot more jalapeno pepper. You know, it depends on how spicy you want it. And then I'm adding cilantro, probably about 1/4 cup of cilantro. Recipes usually for this call for a lot more cilantro. I don't like the flavor of cilantro, so it doesn't get a lot in it.
If you're one of those people where cilantro tastes like soap,
Is that what it tastes like? It's really disgusting.
that's what people who don't like cilantro say it tastes like.
It's really disgusting to me. I mean, it does add a little bit of a flavor to this, but I don't like it.
Are you going to use this little green pepper?
No. No, he just gave me 2, so I used the red one. Oh, that's hot. So I put that in. So it's the peppers, the onions, the tomatoes, the
Garlic.
cilantro, the garlic. Now I add about 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. About 2 tablespoons of black pepper. About a tablespoon of cumin, and I guarantee if you measured this, I'd be just right on.
Yeah. Cumin.
Cumin. I'm going to add a cup of apple cider vinegar. Half a cup of sugar. 1 can of tomato puree. And 2 cans of tomato paste. They're the small cans. What are they? 6 ounces. So 12 ounces of tomato paste. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stir it all together and bring it to a boil. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to wash my jars and start a pot where to jar the salsa to can it. And there you have it. That's the salsa.
How long does it have to cook for?
Well, I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it cook for about 10-15 minutes. I wash every jar. These are new jars, so I would particularly wash them. But I wash every jar and then I fill them with water because I put them into the canning pot so that they're covered, because I want them to be the same temperature as the tomato sauce or the salsa.
For whatever you're canning?
Or whatever you're canning. I wash them and fill them with water. And put them in here. They do have to be covered, so they will be. So these have to boil. That always helps when you turn the stove on to get something to boil. And then let it just simmer. Bring it to a boil and then just let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes. Just to blend the flavors together and get it up to temperature, because you really want it
The lids won't pop unless it's hot.
That's exactly right.
Pop it like it's hot.
I also put the lids and the caps in too to boil. I do it all. Okay, so now I take the jars and I take the salsa and I fill the jars. And what you do is you wipe around the edge of the jars just to make sure they're clean. You put the inner lid on and then put the ring on and just put it on loosely. That's better. And then you put them back in the boiling water, and I let them boil for about 15-20 minutes. until they and the air comes out of them. Now they go back in. Now will you make that?
I mean, when you're dead. As long as you leave me that thought.
You're getting it all.